What's the point in watching? I'm just talking to darkness. Well, you got the summary anyway. I didn't have to show you the pictures, I suppose. Anyway, so down here in the bottom left are effort points. You have so many effort points that it's basically like they take energy to do certain things. Not everything. Some things don't take any energy. Some things take extra effort, and so you exert yourself, so it requires energy, right? So that's what's here in the bottom left. You can replenish 2 of those by using royal jelly. You have a maximum of 5 that you can carry at a time. You have a maximum of 5 of any of these 4 things here. This is a golden elixir. If you have a negative effect on you, this can cure that. And this reveals immunities and a vulnerabilities of somebody. So that's the other thing I was going to say is every character that you encounter has certain characteristics about them, right? Personality and whatever. Each of them. No, it's fine. I was surprised nobody said something. Usually you guys are better at saying, hey, I can't see any game image or whatever. So yeah. No, I'm glad I noticed though, so I didn't go any further. Anyway, so each of these characters, okay. So up here to where it says to be discovered, that means we don't yet know any of Elizabeth's strengths or weaknesses. Okay. So then it'll give you a little summary about the character. Okay. And we don't know any of our mother's strengths or weaknesses either. I find that a little puzzling. We've spent so long with our mom, and somehow we don't know any of her strengths or weaknesses? Really? I mean, she's good at her job, but I mean, if you're a child, I would feel like when you're being trained in the same stuff she does, at some point you would discover, but who knows? So we have a lot of these characters we've not yet revealed anything about, but some of them, like the servants, all the servants wear masks, by the way, don't know why. You could see on the right, so to be discovered would mean that either there are additional vulnerabilities, probably not, but either there are additional vulnerabilities or there are, what do they call them, immunities? Yeah, immunities. So there are immunities we don't know yet on the servants. Yeah, it's cool, right? Okay, so vulnerability means that if you use that on the character in a conversation, you're going to have a really good chance. I don't know if it's a guarantee or not, but at least you have an excellent chance of getting them to tell you information that's useful using that approach. So with the servants, if I either use questioning, which is something seems out of place with what you've told me. You said this, but then you also said this, they don't match up. That kind of a thing, okay? Or logic. Well, if this and this is true, why do you think this is the case? Wouldn't it be this instead? Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. I guess obviously, and sometimes that can reveal that they're lying to you or whatever, or they're hiding something, okay? So the servants we know, vulnerable to logic and questioning, don't know their immunities yet, okay? George Washington, don't know anything on him. Napoleon Bonaparte, don't know anything. We haven't even met him technically yet. I don't think. Giuseppe Piaggi, who's the cardinal that we met, he's the one that gave us the letter. He's vulnerable to questioning. So just like the servants, he also is vulnerable to questioning. Don't know any other vulnerabilities or his immunities. Louis de Richet is us, so we obviously know already our own weaknesses and strengths. Emily Hillsborough, she's the Duchess. We don't know any weaknesses of her yet, but she is immune to logic. Remember how the servant is vulnerable to logic. We're logically oriented in a lot of ways because we're detective. She's immune to that. In other words, if you try to go down the path of logic, she'll almost always be able to evade. If she doesn't want to tell you something, she'll almost always be able to evade it. Evade whatever you're trying to get to. So you want to use a different method to get something out of her. She feels like she's 2 in 1. Yeah. Yeah, I don't... Oh, I see. I missed your other comment earlier, Silo. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So if she has a twin, maybe that twin was working with your mother. And maybe that was at the present. Yeah, okay, that could be. Yeah. So in that case, that could be at the present. You're right. Good call. So if it's a twin, then it is very possible that that was happening right now. That's a good point. Yep. Okay. Let's see what else. So we know we can't use logic on her very effectively at all. She's got a vulnerability, but we don't know what it is yet. Sir Gregory Holm, we haven't figured anything out really, but we've only talked to him very briefly. So we know almost nothing about him. Okay, and then our mom, and then Elizabeth Adams. We had a super brief conversation with him and Piaggi. Okay, these two went together with me into the study, or not the study, like the dining room. We had a little bit of supper. Okay, while Emily and George Washington stayed by the fireplace outside the room, and then Elizabeth Adams was there as well. She had like an attack because she's kind of weak physically. She's frail, so because of that, she had some kind of attack or something. She collapsed, and so we went to talk to her briefly and make sure she was okay, but we didn't discover anything weakness or immunity about her. Maybe Mama couldn't say anything because it's a secret society protecting something very important. Well, yeah. See, that's the thing is, even though we are part of the secret society also. I mean, we are. Not just effectively. We are. We're part of the secret society as well. But just because we're part of the society doesn't mean that some people in the society aren't keeping secrets from us. Right? If you have a society based on secrets, you would assume people in the society have their own secrets, and not all of them are going to be revealed to the rest of society, right? So yeah, so there's almost certainly people being stuff kept away from us. Yeah, there could be people in danger as well in the secret society. Maybe whatever they're protecting is actually a danger to everybody, but certain people in the council are like, we gotta keep this. It doesn't matter what the cost is. It's possible, yeah. Yep. Yeah, you're right. We don't know anything about this dude except he's super old. I mean, look at all those wrinkles. Holy crap. He's almost as old as George Washington. George Washington is pretty old, too. He won't be around much longer. I mean, after this point in the game. I mean, I don't think he won't die in the game, I don't think. But George, this is supposed to be 17... What is this? Like 1780? No, let's see. 1776. The war finished in 80, 88, 92. Yeah, it's something like 1790, somewhere around there. So he doesn't have a lot longer to live. I think George Washington dies like 1798, 1799, something like that. I think. So I'm not positive, but I don't think George Washington ever made it to the 19th century. Yeah, he's interesting. He's cool. I like the way they portray him in this. He's got his own ability to kind of try to figure people's secrets out and stuff. He's got his own secrets to keep and his own methods of doing so as well. But he seems like he's not a bad guy overall. I mean, I don't know if they're going to, in this game, try to make him out of character, where he turns out to be a bad guy. That would be very strange. George Washington, I mean, he was by no means perfect, but by any account of anybody you talk to from the time when George Washington was alive, or not you talk to, but any account, like in a journal or anything you read about George Washington, he was a really upstanding guy. So anyway, so that's how this works with characters. And then here's the map of where we are. This is the manor. We're on the second floor. As far as I know, can't really go down to the first floor currently. We started on the first floor, and then we went upstairs to go to bed. And I've now been all the way around here, and then I went into my room and slept. So there was something... Was it questioning? I think it was questioning. I can't remember. Oh, no. It was... What was it? I don't remember. We had some skill. What's the one for opening locks? Well, whatever it is. Anyway, it'll show me when I get out there. It's fine too. And there are all these different things like this that I can examine too. Oh, hurry to answer the door? Oh gosh, really? I really have to hurry, huh?
Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly.
I don't know about hurrying versus. This is the one. This is the lockbox. We need subterfuge is the one. We need level 1 subterfuge. Did I spend my points last time? I think I did, right? I don't see any points showing up to spend, so I'm pretty sure I did. So yeah, so I at some point want to get, what was one of the things I needed for, something gave me a bonus to subterfuge, I thought. Let's see. Well, that's, you have to reach, that's a prerequisite. No, let's see. Your effort points increases as you increase level. Of course, you saw that. Maybe I don't know one offhand that gives you subterfuge. Well, whatever. I kind of want to analyze this stuff in here. I didn't have a chance to analyze anything in here before it made me go to sleep. So,
Inspiration of Saint Matthew, or Matthew writing his gospel, dictated to him by voices.
Wasn't there? Well, maybe not. I've added circle-shaped key.
Dear Monsieur de Richet, please excuse me, but I am unable to join you at present. However, rest assured that we are doing all we can to resolve the case that concerns us. By the way, enclosed, you will find a key that will enable you to retrieve the personal effects your mother left behind. Yours faithfully, Lord William Mortimer.
Oh, so we can get into her room or something, or into her luggage or something and get her stuff that she left. Okay. I thought there was... No, it must just be blue light. I thought there was... That's one thing. You have these little... This kind of thing here is like a little blue circle. Sometimes there's blue reflections, like on the corner of that luggage there. Sometimes I wonder. I'm like, wait, is that a... No, that's not. Okay.
Great. Honey.
Ah, another royal jelly. That is the one that replenishes my effort points.
Last Judgment. Why do I always get the most terrifying room?
Because, like, this dude needs to be scared. Let's give him something to be scared about.
The incredulity of St. Thomas. Why is Caravaggio represented St. Thomas putting his finger in the wound? Thomas looks on but doesn't touch.
Why is Thomas putting his finger in the wound? Because, if I remember the story right, he didn't believe that Jesus was resurrected when everybody else said he was. He's like, unless I see it myself, I won't believe it.
The
So
torture of Ixion, condemned by the gods to lose his mind because of his arrogance.
I think it's implying that Thomas couldn't even believe his own eyes, and so I had to poke it.
Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it.
Okay, Devil's Thorn, that's the one that, if I remember right, that's the one that helps you figure out somebody's vulnerabilities or not. Another collector coin. I don't know, there's like a... what do you call it? Achievement or something for getting all the coins, but... let's see. Not gone out here yet. Do I go out? No. I would need a key, apparently. Why would I want to go on the balcony of my own room? That makes no sense, right? Why would anybody want to do that? Oh, maybe because it's your own room?
Saint Francis of Assisi in ecstasy, before superior voices. It always amuses me to see how art gets used for propaganda purposes. The conversion of St. Paul by Caravaggio. It's incredible. It doesn't look like a copy, but I was sure the original was in Rome.
Apparently we're expert enough to know that something looks like a copy or not. We already looked at those two things. We already looked at these on the way in. So I think it's just coming out now.
Saturn devouring the sun. Again? I saw the same theme in the hall. I wouldn't like to be his son.
Gross. Yeah, see, I saw the blue on that and thought maybe there was something there, but no. Apparently not.
There's a circle around the lock here. Must be the trunk Mortimer was talking about. The key should open it. There's a note. Effects of Sœur de Richer, to be given to her son, Louis. I should probably take it.
Well, we are Louis, so yeah.
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
Oh. What? How do we not have space? This is our inventory. How do we not have... I'm confused. Oh. Maybe these have to be open or something? I don't know. Very strange, I would think, with all these slots, but maybe they're not open. Okay.
Saint Jerome and the Angel. Yet again, art with political undertones with an image of a saint hearing voices. Judith beheading Holofernes. Ironic in a way, when you know that the artist represented herself as Judith beheading her mentor, who had raped her.
Oh, yeah. I didn't realize that. That's messed up. Carmelite water gives you the focused state. Your next skill use will cost no effort. You cannot carry more than 5. Oh, okay.
Carmelite water.
Okay. I think that's everything in here that we've not yet. There we go. Very patient he is.
Am I bothering you?
No, not in the least. Is something wrong?
I'm going to need your help. Do you remember the young lady we spoke of in the hall?
I bumped into her in the small salon before.
Well, she is the daughter of my friend, the Vice President, John Adams. But she is supposed to be dead.
Yeah, that's bizarre. Fair enough.
Good heavens! I was present at her funeral.
It is disturbing indeed.
Yes. I need to make sure it's her. That's where you come in. I want you to distract Elizabeth while I search her room.
and perhaps get my hands on some important information. At least I hope so. Elizabeth is in the small salon. If you hurry, you can still catch her. I just need 10 minutes.
But if my vision is true, there are two men nearby discussing very important issues, and one of them looks much like Mortimer. Washington is very kind, but I came to this island for my mother, not for his ghost stories.
This is one of the ones that's not a timed one. You can see there's no counter. So I can kind of catch up on chat every so often. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was something like that. Yeah, he barely missed making it to the 19th century. Totally a man of the 18th century. Oh, wow. I didn't know that's how he died. That sucks. I mean, he was old. He was like 84 or something like that, right? Maybe he was older. I don't remember. Yeah. Looks like something out of Dante's Inferno. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm interested, or I find it interesting, all these kinds of paintings and stuff. My purpose in being here is to find information about my mother. However, I think George Washington is the type of character where if I help him, he'll be willing to try to help me. I don't know how well I'll be able to distract Elizabeth Adams, or the person posing as Elizabeth Adams if it's not actually her. But I also don't know. There's no guarantee I'm going to find information about my vision either. Let's help him, and maybe he can help me later.
Count on me, sir.
Thank you, my friend. Keep Elizabeth downstairs as long as possible. She must not return to her room.
Trust me.
She must not return to her room at all? Oh. Son of Lafayette. Achievement. I think that's when you choose Washington. Oh, he was only 67, really?
According to Washington, Lady Adams is in the small salon. I better hurry.
Okay. Where's the small salon? Downstairs. Can I switch levels? It's not going to let me switch levels. Okay, let me go this way. Oh. Where's the small salon? Ah, right there. Okay. So I go to the right.
Ah, my son. Oh, you are a godsend.
What's the matter, Your Eminence?
I believe Miss Adams may be in danger.
What do you mean?
Do you hear that? She is being manhandled in the small salon.
By whom?
I don't know exactly. A thug, a Frenchman, it seems. By the cut of his cloth, I'd say he's a member of the French Revolutionary Guard.
Napoleon.
Should do something, my son.
Shit. I was supposed to make sure Adams wouldn't go back to her room. Don't worry, Your Eminence. I'll take care of it. Probably nothing to worry about.
Do you want me to call for help?
Please don't do anything. I'm sure with a little goodwill, everything will work out fine. Don't go and wake up the whole manor, please.
Thank you, my son. May God watch over you. Who do you think you are?
Multiple paths. There are multiple paths to reach your objective. Maybe a good idea to think twice before embarking on the first path you come to.
Forgive me, sir.
If we were in France, I'd have sent you to the guillotine for what you just said.
Please, just let me go back to my room.
Oh, it's not.
Hey, you! Stay out of it! This is none of your business. I'm gonna teach this little slut how to behave.
What the hell is going on?
Huh? I don't think you know who I am.
Stop. I beg you. I didn't mean to. Don't hit me, please, sir.
Shit. If I step in, Adams might just run back to her room. And if I do nothing, yes, Washington will have enough time to search, but this girl's gonna suffer. Damn it, what should I do?
Let her go! Huh? Stay out of it, boy!
Shit.
What are you playing at? I told you to mind your own business, boy! If you think you can side with this whore and then just walk away, you're out of your mind. Give me one good reason not to knock you down.
You're not back in your slum now. You're in Lord Mortimer's home. I suggest you think carefully about what you're going to do.
Don't think you're getting away with it that easily. I'm sick of all these toffs. If we were in Paris, I'd send you all to the guillotine. And on top of it all, a woman telling me how I ought to behave? I won't stand for it.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute.
What? Don't tell me you're gonna defend these harlots.
Women, right? They really do drive us crazy sometimes. I totally understand.
Yeah, and every time they open their mouths, it makes you want to slap them. I get the feeling you're trying to put one over on me. If that's the case, you're making a big mistake.
Sorry about that. Look, there's no point in us aggravating each other. Let's both just go our separate ways.
Don't move, we're not done yet. You wanted to be the knight in shining armor and save the damsel in distress. Let's see how brave you are.
Disconcerted. Someone threw you off balance. The cost of effort points increases when using your skills. Use a golden elixir to cure yourself. You think? Well, I actually think the reason I would agree with you, Somni. I think, though, the side of her head is shaved because you notice there's a scar there. I think she recently had an operation and they had to shave the hair so that they could get into her skull. I don't know what they did, but I think that's what that is. Street walking hussy. Golden elixir is 2, I believe.
I've watched you, and you're shaking. I'm betting you won't fire.
I'm not in the habit of beating Lord Mortimer's guest in his own salon. You got off easy this time, but don't try it again.
Crap, let me... Close call. See if I can find Elizabeth before she gets back to her room. I'm guessing no, but who knows. Crap!
Well, did you get time to search the room?
Louis, I only needed 10 minutes. Imagine the scandal if she had found me.
What would you have done in my shoes? She was in the middle of an argument with some angry guy.
10 minutes. I didn't ask for the moon.
Nonetheless, you found what you were looking for, didn't you?
Not everything, but yes. Elizabeth is definitely the daughter of John Adams. We need more information.
You can always go back.
It's too late now.
Sorry, George. Man, that sucks. Got another golden elixir. I don't think we're going to get any clue with this, right? It's just saying, look at how imposing this is. okay. I think we're done. Looking at that. So that does suck, though. I was hoping I could get her before she ran back to her room, but obviously that confrontation took long enough. There's no way, right? Now, the fact that she went back to her room right after is unfortunate. I was hoping maybe she wouldn't just run, but I guess it makes sense that she would run also. It just kind of sucks that I wasn't able to do more. Whatever. It is what it is. I've already looked at all this stuff before to see if there's anything like that golden elixir lying around, but it doesn't look like it. Is there forecourt? Oh, no, there's not gonna be. Okay, there's back upstairs, I guess, which would be this way. Well, he didn't fully know, right? He didn't know the guy's gonna hit her. For example, I said she's being confronted by an angry guy. He didn't know that. I mean, I doubt the real George Washington would have let her get hit, but he didn't know. We never really, he didn't give us a chance to say that she was going to get hit, potentially, so. All right, let's go back to our room.
Your Eminence, what are you doing here?
I was worried about you, my son. How did it go with Miss Adams?
He's bitten the dust. I guess our only option is this one anyway. Yeah, it's like 1790. I think it's like 1790. Because America gained independence in 1784. That's when we had our first election. It's 4 years for a term of a president. So 84 went to 88. First term of George Washington. George Washington went and became president for a second term. So he went 88 to 92. This is during his second term. So I think it's something like 1789, 1790, somewhere in there.
Don't worry about that anymore, Your Eminence. I had to step in, but everything's under control.
What an adventure, my son. I am relieved to hear it. You acted as a good Christian. In these troubled times, we need more men of your caliber.
It's nothing, Your Eminence. I did what I had to do. Well, you did the opposite.
Good. Well, thanks for the news. My son, I have another problem. I wanted to speak to you about something important. Do you still have my letter on you? The one I gave you in the hall?
Why do you ask?
I have a name to add to it.
Okay.
Here it is.
Thank you, my son. Ah, I see that it's still sealed. I was right to put my trust in you, Louise. Now give me 1 second, please.
See if we would have
I can't
unsealed that.
imagine what would have happened if I hadn't added this name to the list. Please be sure to give this letter to Sarah the moment you see her.
You can count on it.
Have a good night.
I suddenly do not trust the Cardinal at all now. I wonder if the thing downstairs with Elizabeth Adams was a distraction on purpose so that we would let Elizabeth get back to her room rather than letting George do the searching he wanted. Crap. Yeah. Yep, French Revolution. Well, you're welcome. Thanks for sticking around as well. It's been fun. Is this my room? Yeah. Okay.
I'm exhausted. I better go to bed.
Yeah, in case you guys didn't know,
Mother stayed here right before me. You never know.
Yeah, in case you didn't
Mortimer
know,
better show up.
Kevin's my IRL name. Xexor is my pseudonym for YouTube and stuff, but Kevin's my IRL name. Rough night. Yeah, see? Oh, what? She dropped the talisman. God dang it, I forgot to look at that. Well, that's unfortunate. The one thing I really had control over once I had made certain choices, and I didn't get it. Gah. Dang it. Suck. Okay. Found Lady Adams in the small salon. Did not let Peru get the better of me. Showed Piaggi's letter, sealed. Could have listened to what Mr. Washington wanted to say about my mother. Could have found out more about the men of my vision. Could have found out more about plans involving myself. Could have had a remarkable encounter. I could have had a remarkable encounter? Son of a biscuit. Well, you can't redo, so I guess we'll just move on. Son of a... The talisman's the one that really upsets me. Or did he reseal it, though? I don't know. I'll have to look when we go back into our inventory afterwards and see. I'm not actually sure. So we have more points to spend because we're level 3 now. Vulnerability is exploited. That's cool. So far, not in every situation, but so far I've been very good at finding and exploiting vulnerabilities of people. Okay, let's see. 4 points, huh? I think I put a couple last time into linguistics so that because some of the early dialogue there were things in languages like what Cardinal Piaggi, like something Cardinal Piaggi said was in Latin, and I didn't know it because I didn't have any linguistics skill. So, but adopt the appropriate behavior, but also formulate flattery or veiled insults. That sounds like something I would like to do. Let's see. There is science. It could be 1 point away from level 1 science. Science is like the only expensive one over here. These others are all just 3. Mine are every single one is 4. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Like, I chose the one that's hard to... Okay. I guess as a class skill, though, I don't have to spend as much, right? Where I have to spend more. This costs 2 or more. How many does this cost? 1 level. Oh. It only costs 1? Really? Okay. I thought these, because they were cross-class. Maybe it's just that you start at level 1 on these, and these you start at level 0. I don't know. I don't know now. I thought I knew, but apparently that's wrong. Wait, what? How do I have a level in science? Did I? I wonder if I did if I achieved a trait that gave me a level. Go with science, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I want to go with science. It just burns through a bunch of your points, but I mean, obviously, it's a really valuable skill, or I don't imagine it would have as many points per level to be required, right? Let's see. I mean, I'm 1 away on this now. I'm also 1 away on this. Maybe I go 1-1. Maybe that's what I do. Okay, I think I'm gonna round out some of these that are close. So that's 1 away. That's 1 away. That is as well. I might leave this for now. Because we have... If I have to deal with that guy again, though, I think... Was it psychology? I think it was psychology was his weakness. I don't remember for sure now. That, French guy, Lafayette, or it wasn't Lafayette, whoever it was. Whatever his name is, I don't remember. But I do also have nothing. Well, I have 1 level in agility. I guess that's okay for now. So that's manipulation, linguistics, etiquette. I feel like I'm going to do this, actually. Occultism. Maybe. It's between a science and occultism, I think, for me. Well, there's subterfuge also to open that box. I'm going to do subterfuge, I think, for now. Okay. Yeah, Faux Fox has got chemistry background, too. Yeah, Call of Cthulhu was a pretty basic system. It's definitely true. It's unfortunate.
All right. In my vision yesterday, I saw that Mother had this room before me. I'd better search the room. Who knows? Maybe she left me something behind.
Well, I think it was assuming I was going to answer the door right away last night when George Washington knocked, rather than searching everything myself. I guess I'll run through really fast if there's anything that looks like it wasn't there before, but I'm guessing it's nothing new. Probably just that one little container, chest or small chest or whatever, had this, like the amber and the letter from her. Okay. My next reading. +1 point in etiquette. +1 point in conviction. Psychology. Let's do this. This will satisfy a little bit of the science. Not a ton, but it'll give me a little bit. Let's do this. Oh, right. This was an open book symbol before. Now that it's closed, we've gained the etiquette. Now we're reading this, and we'll gain science with this. Yeah. So we'll do this, and then I'll also put skill points manually into science the next time we level. All right. Let's see. No, journal is where they are. Peru, Jacques Peru. That's right. Yeah, psychology was his weakness. He may have more, but the one we know of is psychology. So there's still 4 characters to encounter, looks like. If there were dots here, I'd say maybe 2 more, but I'm guessing there has to be a dot for there to be a missing character. All right.
I haven't even had time to unpack my cases. I haven't even had time to unpack my cases.
That's all he says. Okay.
Nothing.
Wow.
The torture of Ixion.
Maybe there are
condemned by the
hidden
gods
things
to
then
lose his
because.
mind because of his arrogance.
Maybe we just didn't want to go outside last night. Maybe that's what it was. I think that's to sit, right? Oh, no. Oh, collector coin. Right, it's that. I remember. It's a different symbol if you're going to sit. Oh, you're not going to let me wander into other people's rooms and stuff? You guys are jerks. What about this?
This room looks unoccupied.
Still nothing up on the railing right now. Looks like no. That's pretty. As long as there was no earthquake or volcanic activity here, this would actually be a nice place to be, I think. Pretty cool. The weather I mean, there are going to be some stormy times too, of course, but the weather seems nice when it's nice, like really nice. Royal jelly. Oh, right, we're full. I'm down 2, and it restores 2. Let's just use one of these. There we go. And now I'll grab one. There we go. And I have maximum action points again, too.
Here's something will undermine my botanist's appreciation for the local climate. Someone's picked some lemons. I'd be surprised if my mother didn't help herself to a few. She was always going on about the surprising properties of lemons.
And then they force you to stop again. Interesting.
A priest's robe, crosses. Must be Piaggi's room.
Ah. Last door for Byron. I'm on the ground. Didn't notice before.
Look. Markings on the floor. Just a bit worn out. I was hoping to find something leading to a secret passage. Oh, this bookcase is well stocked. Oh, this book has been put back the wrong way round. A Voyage Around the World. The travel log of the explorer Louis-Antoine de Bougainville. One of Mother's favorite books. What a coincidence. And I don't believe in coincidences. It's just too much. I don't know what's going on here, but if you felt threatened, I'll bet you'd leave a clue, wouldn't you, Mother? Found it. A faint sign of the Order, barely visible. Mother, you undoubtedly must have hidden a clue in this book. Let's see if I can find anything else in this room.
Examine the page with a symbol.
The paper's rougher around the writing. The paper's moist here. Very light stain, barely visible. And the smell reminds me of something. Come on, Louis, think. Think. Let's recap. mother was in this room, I found a rare edition of her favorite book. She must have left something behind. She applied a liquid to the book. What if she used lemon juice instead? An old trick used to hide messages. A message using invisible ink. I bet she used a lemon to leave a message. Now, how do I reveal the message?
So I have to figure out how to reveal the message, huh? Hey, DKS, welcome. Thanks for joining me tonight. Yeah, lemon juice is invisible ink. Yep. That's actually, I think, something that has been true for a while.
Amber crystals.
Holy cow, I'm running out of action points. Use a couple. Jeez, I didn't realize it was that fast.
Look, markings on the floor. Just a bit worn out.
Okay, so it's the same.
I was hoping to find something leading to a secret passage. Apart from getting the book dirty, I can't see any use for this.
I burned through all my action points, huh? Jeez.
Nothing here. I wouldn't mind a nice, strong coffee, though.
Why did I leave her letter last night? I don't know.
All right. I've retrieved everything.
Oh, I got another royal jelly. So I'm at 4 again. Alright, let's replenish one more time. Used 4 consumables during a single quest or consumed a noxious element. Dialogue timer is no longer visible. Use a golden elixir to cure yourself. Oh, really? I didn't know that was a thing. That seems bad. Nobody ever told me there was a limit, I don't think. Well, okay, ridiculous pants Magoo. Yeah, see, this requires subterfuge. So that's kind of part of why I wanted that, because I don't know what's in that. And it could be important, but it might not be important either. I don't know. What am I going to use? It's not letting me do anything with these lamps. And I think... maybe I should see. Maybe I can... Spread ashes on the book. There we go.
Damn, I'm making a serious mess here. It's no good. Might have worked if the writing had left marks in the paper, but no. There's only traces of lemon. Luckily, I've only put ash on part of the message.
So ashes won't work either. Yeah, where's the candle? I see lanterns, and there are unlit candles. Is there a lit candle somewhere? Collector coin. Oh, here you go. I didn't remember this one was lit. Thanks for the suggestion, Siluel. Good job. happy birthday to Eliza, DKS. Nice. Congratulations. We'll have fun at the party. You want trilobites? Think about what it can be used for. I mean, how about I just grab this? Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's just going to be used for the book. Apparently, we put it into our jacket while still lit. Apparently, our jacket is inflammable. Seems a little unlikely, but okay.
Aha! It's working. The heat reveals the message. Let's see what my mother wrote. Where all eyes size you up, you must pass by the Gorgon. Gorgon was the name of Medusa in Greek mythology. On the other hand, where all eyes size you up, I don't get it. And judging by the number of paintings in the manor, could be anywhere. Damn! The message continues, but thanks to me, the rest of the text is unreadable. Great. I hope it wasn't a unique edition or Mother's gonna kill me. Now I better hurry and find that damn Medusa.
Sir, dinner is served in the red salon.
Typical.
I'm not hungry. Please give my apologies to all the guests.
Sir Holm requests your presence, sir.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to wait before going and looking for my Medusa.
Tell him I'll be there in a minute.
Alright, I guess I'm going to have to use an elixir. Which one was it? Alright. That's unfortunate. But if I won't see timers, it's gonna be a lot harder to figure anything out with people. Dang it, I shouldn't have used the ash. Well, oh well, I guess. I know, right?
If I get a chance, I may have to take a little tour through the rooms of the other guests.
The red salon, huh? Oh, there you are. I was like, where is the sound coming from?
Might be better to take a different stairway. Might be better to take a different
Yeah,
stairway.
he just won't even let me. I was gonna try to talk to the servant, but I guess not.
That must be the door to the room of the soldier I saw in my vision. Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte.
I don't have enough subterfuge, or I might be able to open it. Monsieur Jacques Perru, the guy we encountered last night. Half circle shaped key. I don't, with new things potentially popping up, I'm not sure if I really need to go through all this stuff again. I went through it last night, so I don't want to take 5,000 years trying to do something we've already done. But
Monsieur Johann von Vulner.
yeah, Vulner is another one that's here. Yeah, that's right. Or going to be here. Hmm.
That's the door to Elizabeth's room.
For God's sakes, what happened in here?
A chest with a half-circle pattern.
Ah. But I do have a key. Maybe it'll work. Congratulations, you collected 4 amber fragments. Your maximum effort points is increased by 1.
An
Okay.
untutored hand copied these notes. Looks like a healing method. Well, that's a pity. The writing is barely legible.
Analyze the notes.
The notes suggest binding the feet and hands, then blocking the jaws using a piece of cloth to prevent the tongue from being sectioned. That looks like a method to control an epileptic fit. I wonder if Elizabeth is the one being treated for that illness.
Oh. Her vulnerability is questioning also. Interesting. Okay. Can't probably spend too long in here. Devil's Thorn.
Looks like I found a box containing some kind of white crystals.
Science! Ah, your science is coming into effect here, Somni. Yeah.
These are magnesium crystals, a fairly effective remedy for easing anxiety.
Questioning. Another.
Honey, the remedy of the gods.
Okay. Oh. What's this here?
30 November, 1791. My dear sister, the cancellation of our reunion hit me like a stab to the heart. Father told me it was for your well-being, but I can't help but blame him. He claims that your condition has worsened and that it could be dangerous for both of us if we met. If only I knew where you were, believe me, I'd be at your side. I haven't received any news from you in a long time. Please write. Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. I hope you like the enclosed talisman.
Five circles shaped key.
August 24th, 1792. Elizabeth, I'm driven to despair and doubt there is any point in writing to you. I'm not even sure you'll receive my letters. Father controls my correspondence more and more. I am certain he filters our exchanges. Thankfully, one of the chambermaids is able to help me get my letters to you. But they still remain unanswered. I often think about you and pray every day to be able to hold you tight. We have so much time to make up. I beg you, answer me, please. Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. That horrible woman came again yesterday. She spent a long time speaking with Father. I didn't understand everything because they spoke in French, but I'm sure they were talking about you.
1792? Yeah, so I think it's 1792, 1793, something like that. Anyway, I don't remember exactly. Somewhere in there, though, is our current date.
June 11th, 1791. My dear Elizabeth, your last letter gave me much cause for concern. Your words were so cold, as if emotions no longer matter to you. Father maintains that the secondary effects of your treatment still trouble you, but that they will soon subside. Should I believe him? I cling to the belief that we shall soon see each other again, at long last. Right soon. Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. Don't forget to tell me what present you want.
Okay.
A Greek drachma. One of the rare ancient coins to be mentioned both in the Bible and in the Quran.
More Carmelite water. What is this pentagram summoning circle thing going on? What in the actual deuce, dude? What? In the devil? Literally? What the crap is... Okay. That doesn't sound good. Or doesn't sound, whatever. It doesn't look good.
My dear Elizabeth, I'm writing to inform you of some unfortunate news. We won't be able to meet as planned on the first Sunday of May. I've been told that you're no better, and, unfortunately, your brothers and I are absolutely snowed under by the work required to govern this new country. Please excuse us. As soon as we can get free, even if it's just for a day, I promise we shall come and see you. Your loving father, John Adams. P.S. Don't hold it against your mother. She still isn't ready. Please don't judge her. I'm sure you'll be able to put all of this behind you one day.
Presumably, this letter, for example, was received prior to coming to the island. Because we're on an island off the shore of Europe. John Adams and his sons would be in America. It's a lot more than a day to sail across back then. So, pretty sure that had to be before. Okay, I think we've looked at every... Okay, can we go outside here? No, but it's locked. Alright. Well, I found more information about Elizabeth I could tell George, potentially. Now I want to friggin' explore everything again. I'll take too long, Xexor. Don't have all the time in the world. They are kind of waiting for you. I bet if you take too long, they'll probably get upset. Who's this? Oh, George Washington.
President George Washington.
Let no one disturb me. I'm busy.
Too bad. I'll see him later.
Okay. Not seeing any blue glows. Maybe I shouldn't be running so much. I don't know how easy they are to miss. See, and this one has nothing. Some room, no name, and no even interaction to tell you it's nothing. So I suspect, well, it's possible it's just for decoration. I'm actually suspecting that room opens up at some point later on, but not right now. And this is back to our room. Alright. George's room. And there is Elizabeth's room. The other rooms are probably all locked, but let's check just in case there's another one open. That blue reflection sometimes. It's not always blue either, but sometimes there are blue reflections and I just can't tell. Don't see a name by this one. Definitely a room that's off limits though right now. Right, Monsieur Peru. Monsieur Bonaparte, but I don't have subterfuge high enough to pick the lock. Hillsborough. No. Just got that minus symbol, means it's locked or whatever, inaccessible. Godoy. Yeah, Monsieur Godoy. Manuel Godoy's gonna be coming. Look at all these famous people. Not surprising, given that it's supposed to be a story about people in positions of power. And there's my room again. Okay. So I guess that's it for the time being, anyway. There are probably some rooms on the 3rd floor as well, but obviously I don't even know if I can get up there, let alone.
Might be better to take a different stairway.
Yeah, I know. There's a reason I didn't try to take that stairway. I just kept running. That's fine, though. Game prompt. We'll just go your way.
Excuse me, Monsieur de Richet. I really need to talk to you.
Is this about last night?
No, that was just a misunderstanding. I'm sure it was a little bit my fault, too.
There's no excuse for that man's horrible behavior. You ought to tell Sir Home.
Look, the only thing that I care about is that I've lost something precious. I'm not worried about Jacques Peru. You're her son. Sarah de Richet's son.
Yes, why?
Last night, I found out that your mother was on the island. What are you doing here?
Excuse me, but speaking frankly, why would you care?
I know your mother very well.
Really?
Yes, I have been in your mother's care ever since I was born.
She nursed you.
Oh, I wouldn't say nursed. No, I remember her stare, cold as ice. Her sadistic hands pressing over my mouth to silence me while I screamed in pain. I remember her knees, too. She held me down with them while she cut and burned scars into me.
Hold on a minute. What do you mean?
You can ask her when you see her.
Huh, she's getting more and more agitated. And next you're gonna tell me my mother's also responsible for that scar on your head?
My heart stopped twice during the operation. I lost my memory for 6 months. You obviously have no idea of the abuse your mother inflicted on me.
Wait. There must be some kind of mistake.
My only mistake was ever meeting your mother.
She's able to describe every detail without hesitation or getting flustered. It's becoming difficult not to believe the poor girl.
Look, I've got to go.
Wait. I need to know more about you and my mother. Why did she put you through all of that? There must be some reason for what she did.
What's the point of rubbing salt in the wounds?
You're right. I don't want this conversation to turn into an interrogation. You've suffered enough already. I respect your silence. Please excuse me.
Well, thank you. I know your little game. You're no different from the rest of them. You couldn't give a damn about me. The only thing you're interested in is finding out about your mother.
Don't say that. Not everyone wants to use you. Some people care about you, don't they? Haven't you got a sister?
Yes.
I'm sure she loves you with all her heart.
She's the only one who cares about me. I would have put an end to it all by now if it weren't for her. Since you insist, I'll tell you how I met your mother.
Thanks for trusting me.
You see, before I was born, my mother often suffered from hallucinations and fits of anger. Soon people could barely recognize her. She became a completely different person. So my father spent an enormous amount of money paying for the best doctors, but none of them were able to cure her. The last resort was to call a priest.
So, is that what your father did?
No. He went to an expert in the occult.
Ah, my mother.
Her reputation already extended beyond our borders. My mother's fits stopped at my birth, and Sarah de Richet concluded that the evil had passed into me. Not only did it encourage her to stay, but she took the opportunity to advise my father to separate me from the rest of my family. That's how I was declared stillborn. My fate was decided that very day.
It would coincide with my mother's frequent trips to America.
I had my first fit when I was 3. That's when your mother began her experiments to rid me of the evil inside.
I understand how you feel, but I know my mother. I'm sure she had her reasons, even if it seems difficult to believe.
Everything she put me through was all for nothing. My whole life was ruined for nothing.
So what brings you here then?
My father used to know Sir Holm. He offered to introduce me to the world's leading authority in the occult.
Lord Mortimer.
He was my last hope. Until I found out he had also invited your mother.
It's got to be a coincidence. I don't believe for a second she's coming for you.
You can't change my mind about this, Louis. My days are numbered, and I know it.
What are you all up to? That's not super suspicious. I don't like that. Yeah. It is the 18th century, the end of the 18th century, but it is the 18th century, so who knows? By now, the Enlightenment has already happened, so you have a lot of people looking to science, less looking to the demons made you do it, so it's hard to say. I don't know, because some people at this point still would used to cling to the old ways too. So who knows? It's difficult to say. And since they're supposedly experts in the occult, our mother, Sarah, and then Lord Mortimer, who was not present last night at least, it's very possible that they would ignore science because they know occult stuff and they would focus on the occult. It's hard to say. Yeah. Yep, it's difficult. It has to have been a big concern previously. Man, that sucks too. She dropped that thing last night, but I can't go into that salon now to get it. Pretty sure the opportunity is long gone. That she mentioned she dropped something that was dear to her. I'm guessing at that point you probably, if you would have picked it up, or if I would have picked it up, then I could have maybe had a small interaction to give it back to her. That might have helped win her trust some too. It's hard to say. I don't have a lot of action points left. I've only got 3 royal jelly, and I also want to avoid getting apparently drunk again on royal jelly. So yeah. Yep. Yeah. A lot of people looked to science, and then you had some people who kind of took that to the extreme as well. You had some people who relied only on science, and so they, in cases where the church might have offered something good or helpful, I'm not thinking of specific cases, but if there was something the church might have offered that might have been helpful, that would have been, in a lot of cases, rejected because it wasn't scientific. And that I believe that you should embrace all truth, whether it's through science or philosophy or whatever it might be. So if there's something that, again, I don't have anything in particular in mind, but there's something that a church believes and teaches that is some level of truth, I think you should not just reject that just because it happens to coincide with religion. I think it's important to embrace all truth possible so that you have a more complete picture of the world around you and your interactions with that world, right? That's just my philosophy, but that's, so I'm pretty open to a lot of stuff. I don't automatically believe something just because somebody says it, but I at least want to hear it and then analyze it and see if it fits into what I believe or already know.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
Guests. Wonder if you could help me out. I don't know if any of these are useful. Because we had a conversation with him last night. I don't remember because that was a week ago, but it feels like these are very similar, if not the exact same questions we asked before.
What can you tell me about the guests?
Do excuse me, sir, but I am bound by discretion to say nothing about Lord Mortimer's guests, sir. Perhaps would like to know something else?
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
You wouldn't have a little golden elixir I could use, would you?
Oh, unfortunately, sir, I have orders not to give any of that medicine to any of Lord Mortimer's guests. Some guests are here to follow a very strict treatment. Mixing or combining certain substances would be dangerous for sir.
Do I really, is it, do I want it enough is the thing? Because I'm going to burn through 3 action points to do it. I don't think it's worth it. Not at this point. Maybe later. I'm sure I could have a conversation with him later, potentially, and ask the same thing. Let's not do it for now. Oh. Oh, I see. Devil's Thorn, Maltese Cross, Carmelite Water, Amber, or Manuscript. Let's try Amber and then Manuscript.
My good fellow, would you have any amber available?
I would, but unfortunately I don't think I am authorized to give it out, sir. I believe it is a precious stone.
Oh. Erudition or manipulation. And they're all difficult. Okay, let's not do that then. Uh-huh.
What's that book you're hiding in your jacket?
The Sorrows of Young Werther by Goethe, sir, and I am not hiding it.
Hand it to me, please.
It is damaged, sir. I would never dare lend sir a book in such a pitiful state, sir. I took it to restore.
This one might be worth it. Let's try it. I've got some royal jelly, I guess, if I run into problems.
Hang on, but it's mine.
Beg pardon, sir?
It's my book. I'm telling you, it's my book.
With all due respect, sir, I hope sir will understand that I have doubts. You see, I found it in Lord Mortimer's library.
Huh, there you are then. That's exactly where I left it.
I am quite put out, sir. I don't know what to say.
In that case, I suggest you say nothing and hand it over.
But I...
Now.
But sir, I... Very well, sir. Here you are. May sir take good care of it. It is damaged.
And you've damaged it as well? Well, bravo. Bravo.
No, I didn't do anything. It wasn't me, sir.
Say pardon.
Pardon me, sir.
Very good. There were some other things I wanted to go over with you.
That's so evil. You just totally manhandle him by guilt tripping him. Okay, I think we're done for now. I think I already asked him this, didn't I?
I would like to speak about your master, Lord Mortimer.
Do please excuse me, sir, but I shall make no comment about my master. Is there anything else that sir would like to know?
All right. Guilt tripping servants. It's kind of what I do. It's how I roll. It's just kind of part of my personality. I find a servant, my body slam him with guilt, and then I see what he says. Okay. Gosh. I'm burning through action points today. Yeah, he's like, don't mind the blood. It's fine. All right. Is this the small salon? This must be the red salon, yeah. Okay. Oh, they were all heading to the red salon. I thought they were going to go have some secret conversation somewhere or something. I was like, that looks not
Dear
great.
friends, I bid you welcome. I hope the night was not too short. Your Eminence, Duchess, Monsieur de Richet, allow me to introduce our new guests. They arrived during the night. Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs and close aide of Frederick William II, King of Prussia. Napoleon Bonaparte, Lieutenant of the French Revolutionary Army, and Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. Unfortunately, my friends, Lord Mortimer will not be joining us this morning, but he should be with us later. So, let us begin.
What is Mortimer playing at? He tells me to come urgently and he sends no one to meet me?
And he's missing.
My friend.
Peru looks totally out of place here.
As for myself,
He's
I don't
counting
know.
the 10 sets of cutlery around each plate? The man is completely lost.
Etiquette
Thank
is
you
his
again for the
vulnerability.
wine, Your Eminence. It is
There's
served
another.
every day at the king's table.
I am delighted to hear it.
Volner and Piaggi seem to be getting along well.
My dear Johann, how are you?
Glad to make landfall at last. And yourself.
Very well.
And your husband?
He's poorly. The French Revolution gives him terrible headaches.
Oh, I understand. I shall feel better too as soon as the situation is settled.
If by chance the French crisis is emulated in Berlin, there will always be a refuge for you in London, my dear.
Your offer does you honor, Emily. But London is much closer to Paris than Berlin. Beware. The French are capable of sailing up the Thames straight to the Houses of Parliament.
Oh, my friend, I am shaking in my clogs.
Is the wine to your liking?
Very much so, Sir Gregory. Such complexity. Typically French. A Sauterne, isn't it?
Absolutely.
If I'm not mistaken, this is not Lord Mortimer's favourite wine. It is yours.
In his absence, I have taken the liberty of making a slight deviation from the rule, but I count on your discretion.
Don't worry, I appreciate the same grape varieties as you. I remember the last time we tasted that nectar here at this table. The finest minds of the century were present.
And the last time we drank it, the orphanage in Bloomsbury was still in ruins.
Would you repeat that?
Oh, well, I put some small effort into the works. The orphanage reopened just before Christmas. The bedrooms, washrooms, and the classrooms had all been refurbished.
I don't know what to say. You have given the girls a wonderful Christmas gift. Thank you.
I made a promise. Now it is done.
It's the first time I've ever seen her so moved. Just mentioning that orphanage broke right through Emily's hard shell.
Is everything all right?
Yes, thank you. I had a moment of absence, but here I am again.
What do you think of Volner?
The Prussian king is his puppet.
I find it hard to believe the king of Prussia is so weak.
Be careful. Volner is as influential as he is dangerous.
You seem to know each other well.
We used to work together.
I see.
Have you any information on this Napoleon?
That's right. The seer can do wonders.
He's certainly well connected and in high places.
Surprising. No one appears to know him.
No one knows me, and yet here I am.
Quite so.
Napoleon is immune to conviction.
It would seem we have common interests. Could we speak in private, please?
Please, go ahead. What do you want to know?
Yeah, that'd be cool to do a comparison, Somni. I'd be interested to see if you choose different character traits but other choices as well, how it all rounds out. Yeah.
Lord Mortimer and the Golden Order, through your mother, have concluded a financial agreement.
Stay composed, Louis. I'm listening.
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother. You must know that I am deeply sorry about their disappearance, but I must validate the deal urgently if I want to be able to organize things properly.
I haven't seen Lord Mortimer yet. I'm afraid I'll be unable to answer your questions.
He assured me that you could replace your mother during her absence.
I appreciate his confidence, but still, this is a bit hasty. But please continue.
Of course, but I need to know if I can count you among my allies.
Well, of course.
And for that, I have a little question for you. The agreement stipulates an aid of 50,000 louis d'or for 200 cannon.
Surely such an amount will buy twice as many cannons. Don't try to pull a fast one on me. We're both young, but we are not naive.
Please don't be offended. I just wanted to make sure you knew what you were talking about. And I am reassured.
Whew, lucky choice.
One last question I would like to pose to you. We don't know each other yet, you and I. And I need to make sure that we both share the same vision for the future of France. Given the hard times that have befallen our beautiful country, what do you think it would take to restore its luster?
I think what France is lacking today is a truly strong leader ready to govern her. Someone who will restore her luster, who will propel her forward so once again she becomes a proud nation respected by all. A man capable of both rebuilding the country from the inside and, at the same time, developing exterior relations. Someone with a vision, I think.
The right person still remains to be found.
You're right, my friend. I hear your words, and I agree. Monsieur de Richet, I am reassured. I am very happy to have met you. Lord Mortimer was right to put his trust in you. I hope to work with you in the very near future. I would like to thank you for your support by offering you this humble little gift.
Reflections on the Revolution in France.
Monsieur Bonaparte, I thank you for this gesture, and please know that I, too, am delighted to have met you.
Why do they both look at me? I wasn't in the conversation.
I would like to thank Lord Mortimer, and you, Sir Holm, for bringing us all together here. Those of us for whom it is not the first time here, like me, are all trembling in sweet anticipation of the arrival of our host. For the rest, I would like to reassure you that Lord Mortimer always has a few surprising projects to propose. But I can assure you that each and every one of us has always benefited from them. The last time I came to this place, Lord Mortimer offered to help me in my electoral campaign for the presidency of the United States. And it is eminently clear that his support was an invaluable aid to us. We are here among like-minded people. So let us put aside the conflicts in which some of our nations find themselves at present. So I raise my glass in honor of you all, my new and old friends.
I trust you shall not be disappointed, Mr. Washington. Right, we shall meet again tomorrow. All the guests will be present, as well as Lord Mortimer, I hope. Until then, I trust you will find plenty to keep you amused.
I only saw the two, so I guess I just missed the right one. Like, ran out of time to get the right one. I probably should have tried the right one first. But I dirtied one part. Important people. I could have searched Napoleon's room. Well, right, had I had subterfuge high enough. But I didn't. But I dirtied one part. Must have been the last thing. Well, okay. I found my mother's message hidden in the book. I managed to persuade Elizabeth Adams to talk to me about my mother. I met the guests during dinner. I proved to Napoleon to be my mother's worthy successor. I searched Elizabeth Adams' room. Is searching Napoleon's room really an alternate path? It said I needed subterfuge. I mean, I guess it's an alternate path because I didn't train in subterfuge. I was thinking alternate, like it was either Elizabeth Adams or Napoleon's, but you could have done both potentially. Yeah, the fourth wall. I know, right? They both like stare at me. They're like, I'm glad we could have this conversation. What do you think, Xexor? I'm like, I don't know. Freaking, I'm not in the conversation. What are you doing? I'm not one of the characters. Yeah. I don't know. Well, it's usually one of two things. It's either somebody was an orphan themselves, and so having a place where they could live and not just be out on the street is important to them, or somebody close to them was orphaned, and so that's the important connection. So, for example, I'm not saying this is it. I would guess it's probably not the case, but let's say that the Duchess had a child, but for whatever reason, she had to give the child up. If she arranged to get that child into an orphanage, orphanages now may mean a lot to her because it's what secures her child's ability to grow and become a good person, or the kind of person she would like them to be, rather than just be out on the street or potentially die or something. Yeah, but she's very likely an orphan herself, maybe, yeah. Yeah, they're saying in this that Elizabeth was officially declared stillborn, but that she had conditions, certain physical conditions or medical conditions, and so they went with an official declaration that she was stillborn, but kind of kept her out of the public, like out of the, like away from everybody else, so nobody else really knew that she was alive. But in this game, supposedly she's alive, and they've been trying to over the years find some way to help Elizabeth overcome the physical frailties she has. Right, and we don't know if she is involved in the council, in the Golden Circle or something. Like, she may have felt at one point it was necessary to sleep with somebody to get information or whatever, but that resulted in her getting pregnant. And back then, abortions were very heavily frowned upon. And they were very difficult / painful, if I'm understanding what I think I remember about them. And then also, it might have, depending, been easier for her to wear like more clothing, more like kind of, I don't know, fluffy or loose fitting clothing or whatever, might have hidden a baby bump, so she might not have revealed that she had the child, and then when she finally did have the child, she put it up for it, like in an orphanage or something. No, they're saying that they officially declared that she was dead, but but Elizabeth survived, but was frail, and because of her frailties, it was kind of like a shame on the family, and so they hid her from the public eye. So officially, she's dead, but in reality, in the game, Elizabeth survived, but has been hidden from the public, so everybody thinks she's dead. And she has these physical frailties that they've been working on over time, trying to remedy. Yeah, exactly. But if the Duchess is part of the spy group, right, the Golden Circle or whatever, she may have felt like she needed to sleep with somebody. But then she had a child out of wedlock. So it's a complication, right? Exactly, yeah. Yeah, like Robin. Well, not like Robin. I mean, let's be fair, Faux Fox. I don't think Elizabeth looks anything like Robin in this game, but correct. Oh, this close. You know what? If I would have friggin' passed that last check instead of missing it by like a half a second, I probably would have gotten level 5. Oh well. You guys. Not everything is Robin. The answer to the life of the universe and everything is not Robin. It was a number. It's not a Robin. Okay, anyway. 4 more points. Okay. I have level 1 in science plus a gain. So science is decent. What is this? Conviction. Conviction is an immunity of Napoleon's. So that will not help with Napoleon. It might help with somebody else though later. Let's see. Maybe I do. So we had one level of science. This bonus one, this blue, is because I have that book equipped in my inventory. So I'm learning, basically. I'm growing in science over the course of the day. Level 1, meh. That's the thing you asked me, Somni. Am I going to go like min-max, or am I going to try to spread out? I almost feel like, well, it's hard to say, right? We've already encountered, like with that servant, you needed 5 levels. 5 levels to take advantage of that one position, or that whatever that one thing you were asking about. I don't remember what it was now, but you needed 5 levels, not 5 points, 5 levels. So in that case, min-max would be necessary, right? I think there are probably some things like that in the game. I don't think that's probably common. I think it's probably much more common that you need a level or 2 in various skills. That said, I don't think there are going to be enough skills to get like everything to level 1 or something. I think there's some things I'm just going to always miss, and some things I just won't. Or in some things I'll be good at, right? So I think, for example, politics, I'm just going to leave politics out. I think I'm not going to worry about putting stuff into politics. If I get something that gives me a bonus, great, but I'm not going to focus on it. Same thing with diversion, I think. Although, in fairness, diversion does kind of go along with detective work, right? Because a lot of detective work is talking with people, and in the course of talking, it might be useful to kind of, trick somebody. So I don't know, but I don't know if I want to really put points into that. I think I want to do subterfuge for sure, because there are a couple points where I could have gone into Napoleon's room. I don't think I'm going to regain that, obviously, but I could have gone into Napoleon's room. There was a choice I needed subterfuge, and there like a dialogue choice, and then there's also the box in my room that I need subterfuge for. So I feel like I want at least some subterfuge. So let's do a couple of those. And do I want to max that, or like get that to level 1 since it's already 1 away? Or do I do occultism? My mother, the character of our mother, not my real mother, obviously, not my IRL mother, but my mother in the game, is an expert at occultism. So it would not go amiss, especially if people are trusting me on behalf of her absence. It probably would not go amiss to understand. Plus, knowing occultism might help with understanding stuff that my mother has, and potentially Lord Mortimer, have tried or will try with Elizabeth. So I think I might want occultism that way, actually. So let's do that. So I'm like almost level 1 on all these in in that one too. But no, I think that's fine. Okay, let's do that. Jack of all trades, though. Achievement unlocked.
Alright, let's recap. Before dinner, I was going to investigate my mother's message. I've got to find the place where all eyes size you up.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of the approach I'm using. So if you're going to min-max somebody, that would definitely be a contrast, and we could see how the experiences differ based on that, for sure. I see benefits both ways, Phil Fox. I think there's obviously a strength to saying you're well-rounded. But if you're an expert at something, if you're good enough at it, nobody else can be better at you, which means whenever that comes up, you always succeed. Whereas if you know a little bit of everything, you might succeed on a lot of the low-level checks, but if there are any checks that are, like, say, level 2, level 3, or higher, you're pretty much going to always fail on those because you're not high enough. So there are pros and cons both ways. I'm not sure what the better approach is. I'm trying to, and you know, in fairness, my approach is kind of like a dog chasing his tail. I'm kind of, as there's a new thing, I'm sort of like, ooh, and now let's focus on this. Ooh, and now let's focus on this. Ooh, and now let's focus on, like, ooh, shiny, you know. Not exactly necessarily the best approach. And I'm trying to tamp that down some. I'm not trying to do every single shiny thing that comes up. Like there was politics. I could have been like, oh, put a bunch into politics. I didn't, right? I'm trying to minimize some of that. But things that seem to be repeating for me, like needing subterfuge a lot, those are some of the things I'm like, this is coming up an awful lot. I really probably should focus on this. And then I'm probably not going to need it the rest of the game, but that's beside the point. Okay, let's see. So, manuscript to equip. I have a manuscript that I got from from Napoleon, actually, right? What was the one I got from the servant? Was it Parallel Lives? No, it was this one. Yeah, The Sorrows of Young Werther. But I do feel like I'm already doing well enough with psychology. I probably can hold off on these for now. Let's do this so I don't spend any points in it, but I get a little bit bonus to politics. So if there are other things that maybe later increase politics, that might push me just over the edge to get level 1 without really having to put points into it. I'm going to do that. I could do one of these others, but oh, interesting. Once you choose it, you cannot undo it. Interesting. I mean, it's fine. So I was gonna choose anyway. I was just checking to see while I was at it, but once you choose, you cannot undo it, it looks like. Versus in the skill screen, you have an option to undo, but in this screen, manuscripts, you cannot undo, apparently. Okay. Fine. As soon as there's an opportunity to save it, I'm going to. We'll call it an end. Oh, there we are. I think we're done. So, yeah, save and return to main menu. So it does say where you are. All right. All right. Well, thanks for joining me this evening. I appreciate it, everybody. I think I got my ending thing fixed now on the live streams as well. Okay, so tomorrow we're streaming at the normal time, but we're going to do the Gothic playable teaser. So anybody who's interested in seeing some of the stuff that Nordic THQ or THQ Nordic is looking at for a possible reboot of Gothic or a reimagining or whatever exactly they're doing, we'll be playing through that tomorrow to see how that works. I know, Somni, you said, I think it was you, said you like RPGs to a point, so that's gonna demonstrate that's an RPG, so that'll be kind of a reimagining of a classic RPG from 2001 called Gothic. Yeah, I mean, you know, like, I'm just saying that I think there are multiple ways of looking at it, so both are legitimate, just whatever you choose. I mean, I believe you probably can succeed in the game no matter what, where you miss opportunities here and there. That's just kind of the way the game plays. There are always going to be things you're not going to get, right, in a single playthrough. But obviously, the game has to be winnable somehow, right? They couldn't just say, well, you could never choose all these things, so now you're screwed. Well, if the game prohibits it, right, so that's just silly. So there'd be a bunch of game-breaking bugs if that were true. So, all right, so that's going to be it for tonight. So I will catch you guys tomorrow if you're interested in watching that. and we'll see where we go from there. I also will have more Last of Us hopefully very soon as well. So thanks as always. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Thanks for joining me. You guys are awesome. Stay cool, stay out of trouble, and I'll see you next time. Till then, peace.
My spider.
This freaking boy. Oh, that's so sad.